Bismillah, Assalamualaikum and good greetings. So today I will be watching a video based on a request. So this is the comment on one of my video by Erwan Kasim. So if you are Erwan Kasim, I'm hoping you are watching this one. Assalamualaikum bang, boleh tolong buat reaction video ni? So basically he is requesting me to do the reaction on this video. The link is given. So I've replied 13 hours ago. Waalaikumsalam. Terima kasih. Thank you very much. I will do this inshallah, and this is the video. And without further ado, let's go and click on the link.
Imagine your country is going through a huge political crisis. You have a new leader, and several states have new governments. To add to this, not only is your country facing political crisis, but also economical, health, and defense. And then, the worst thing that could ever happen happens. The coronavirus hits Malaysia. Malaysia was in some serious trouble. But don't you ever underestimate the power of Malaysians.
The power of Malaysians, yeah. So the build up is very good in terms of hype you up, especially if you are a Malaysian.
Here are 15 ways that Malaysia did the impossible.
Wait, the impossible. I'm not sure about the impossible, but I do understand the difficult task when coronavirus hits us, and especially when the numbers spike up. But anyway, the music, etc. If you are Malaysian, I think you will be hyped up if you watch this video. I would think. But let's see what's the 15 things.
15 donations and volunteer organizations. So many people volunteered and so many organizations helped out. For example, Imaret provided healthcare workers with food, AC units, and raised over 3 million ringgit for medical supplies. Number 14, top doctor. Dr. Noor Hisham Abdullah has been ranked one of the top doctors in the entire world at fighting the coronavirus. And not only does he present accurate facts, he's able to do it in a way that gathers support and also keeps people calm as he does it.
Okay, so he has become one of the highlight of our country, I think, despite all of this. I don't know, the political, if you are Malaysian, you know this, right? The political circumstances, he become something that, I'm not sure if this is too far-fetched to be said, but something that unify all of us, just like when we won the Thomas Cup way back then, and the whole country become unified in celebration. He is such a figure, at least as of now, and a figure that I think no one really know who he is before, and a situation, a circumstances can actually push someone in the limelight in a very positive way that you might not even imagine. Obviously, so if you are Malaysian, if you do not know who that is, shame on you. Is that too harsh? But yeah.
13, the movement control order and the enhanced movement control order. These things are not easy to pull off, and it took so many people and different organizations to work together to have them work. Number 12.
So it's not easy to pull it off. Alhamdulillah, it went quite well. Hopefully now, with the ease of the control, we still gonna excel and not,
12, indirect volunteers. There are so many people that helped out and volunteered and did so many different things, like food delivery. Number 11, building temporary hospitals. Malaysia was able to build temporary hospitals very efficiently and quickly. For example, the largest agro park in Asia was able to be built into a hospital in 3 days. Number 10, the Tublai cluster. The Tublai cluster complied with any order from MOH, and they never complained even though they had to wait long hours in the heat.
So about the Tabligh cluster, right? There is quite an interesting, a lot of discussion about it from the beginning until the end, right? From the beginning, where they become the cluster that triggers a lot of spreading, and there's a lot of criticism about those involved, etc. And then on the other side, because there's the other cluster, Kayangan, etc., that really puts them in the good light then, because of how they comply and their manners, etc. Right? So that is interesting to see how the perspective on to the same people can shift in several days.
9, banks. Banks lend to the borrowers for 6 months. Number 8, universities. Universities allowed students to stay for free and provided them food as well. Number 7, stipends. Nearly 4 million homes received up to 1,600 ringgit. Number 6, ignoring politics. Opposition leaders came together and forgot about politics for the good of Malaysia. Now that is really cool.
That is interesting. I'm not sure whether those who are observing from the outside and those who are in the inside in the country see the same thing. Obviously, it also depends on which pool you are in. I think if you open your social media, be it Facebook, Instagram, I'm not sure Instagram is there so much political discourse there, but Twitter, etc. It depends on which pool you are, because certain pool are toxic and continue to be toxic regardless, right? Even in the month of Ramadan. So that's one thing, but the other pool, sometimes they are more positive, etc. Yeah, I just saying, because I know some people will respond or see it differently on that aspect, because some people are continuing to be themselves.
Number 5, protecting the most vulnerable. Malaysia did a great job in protecting those that were most vulnerable, homeless and foreign workers. They were put in public halls and provided a tent. Number 4, Malaysians returning home. Malaysians returning home from overseas were provided a free hotel, free food, and COVID-19 testing during their 2-week quarantine.
So my sister apparently is one of those affected by that. He returned back home to Malaysia and just recently finished the 2 weeks quarantine in a hotel somewhere. Yeah, that is it.
3, respect for frontline workers. I've never seen so much respect and love for frontline workers. It was so beautiful to see all the support Malaysians gave to the frontline workers. Number 2, fixing the PPE shortage for frontline workers. At the beginning of the crisis, there wasn't enough PPE for all the frontline workers, and so Malaysians took it onto themselves. For example, a fashion designer realized she had a skill set that could be very valuable, and so she took the initiative to organize an entire team to make PPE. Prisoners made PPE, college students made PPE, even a Malaysian born with no arms didn't let that stop her from making PPE. And number 1, most important, is teamwork. It didn't matter if you were a celebrity or an average person. It didn't matter your social status. It didn't matter your gender, your religion, your ethnicity. All Malaysians came together for the better of Malaysia. And that's how Malaysia was able to do the impossible, to go from a country that had 3 times more cases than any other country in Southeast Asia to now being one of the safest countries in the entire world. Lastly, I'd like to thank all the Malaysians that helped make this video possible. So many of you wrote to me, sent me videos and pictures, and specifically Pacific Baku, who's a motorcycle rider, let me take lots of his footage, along with Q Productions, who took beautiful drone shots. And you can find links to their channels in the description. So thank you to all of you who helped make this video possible.
Okay, so are you hyped? So if you are Malaysian, obviously this is one of those videos that it's a feel good video, I would say, but it does shed some positive lights towards some of the things that Alhamdulillah, we might have that we might not appreciate or take for granted for whatever reason, but when highlighted like this, it does feel good, and hopefully it continues. Okay, this video, it might be going up on Eid, on Eid al-Fitri. So that is another challenge, right? After we have gone through a period of you know, the challenge to accept the reality, to accept the movement control order, to accepting it, to complying with it, and now Eid al-Fitri, is everyone complying with the order, or someone tried to cross border or anything? Hopefully we have done a good job. We continue to do so, hopefully, inshallah. So just because this video will also come up on Eid, so I want to just relate on that also, because many in the COVID-19 circumstances, many people are saying about this Eid al-Fitri will not be the same as usual. Obviously it will not. However, it's different less, meaning just because it is different, does it mean it is less? Is it less of Eid al-Fitri without some of those things? Right, so if we recall back to the very first Eid in the Sirah of Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, right? Is it similar to how we normally celebrate Eid? First of today's video, yes, as a Malaysian, we should be proud of ourselves, regardless of political alliances, race, religion, etc. We have done it. Hopefully, we continue to do it. Right, but as a Muslim, and generally speaking, I think many of my viewers are also Muslim, I have to also mention something with respect to some of this, right? In the backdrop of coronavirus, and then Eid comes. So there's a question about how Eid is Eid, because some people, Malay especially, have this sense of things that they associate with Eid that bring sentimental value, right? When that factors are not there, it feels less like an Eid. But we should go back to the very first Eid, right? If you recall, the first time Ramadan is made compulsory for us to fast is in the second year of Hijrah. And if you can recall from the Sirah as well, the second Hijrah is when Battle of Badr took place. And Battle of Badr took place in the month of Ramadan, meaning that the first Eid is just days after the Battle of Badr, right? So if you put that together, you can sense that just days after being helped by the Creator, Almighty Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, with the angels, the Malaika, and when they say on Eid, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, La ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar, Walillahi alhamd, it really ties up nicely to the event where they actually feel the help of Allah Almighty, right? So that's the thing. Hopefully, as a Muslim, we also reflect for ourselves. For all of this, the creation of Allah, the tiny creation, can actually change the whole planet, basically, right? How we do things, etc. So that's the power of Allah, that can change things with even the smallest thing, let alone with the angels, right? So that's one thing. And Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah, we have done a good job to make it under control. However, having mentioned Battle of Badr, I would also, in the circumstances, would like to mention the Battle of Uhud. Just after they really think they have won, the believers actually believe they have won, because the enemy is running away, scared, running away, right? It's obviously we have won, and then they make a mistake when they go down of the hill, and then suddenly things change and it become catastrophic. I really hope we are not under the illusion that we have outrightly won against coronavirus or COVID-19, because Alhamdulillah the cases, etc., is under control. But in this month, or in this, because Malay tend to celebrate Eid al-Fitri for 1 month, right? Kita beraya sebulan, right? Do not make the same mistake into thinking that, oh, we obviously have won, now we can just let our guard down and go down, right? Because it can change instantaneously, and everything will be disastrous after that. Na'udzubillah min zalik. So hopefully we all play our part, social distancing and etc., and do not let this victorious video will be followed up by a video about how Malaysians screw things up. Na'udzubillah. We hope we will not do that. and stay safe, stay at the distance, social distancing. If no reason, no purpose, no need to go out, stay at home, etc. And with that, thank you for watching. See you next time.